game right now. He has a few turrets up. I think Jaedong really could have done some damage had he gone Mutalisk because Fantasy didn't have very many turrets up when Jaedong came in with the Hydralisk attack here. But I don't know. I mean, it seems like they're both kind of sitting back for a longer game here. I mean,
Yeah.
Fantasy has not done the Fantasy build. He hasn't done any sort of Vulture drop or any sort of harassment here. He tried to do a failed Wraith harassment, and obviously that failed. So he is going to go Medic Marine here. We are going to see that going down. So Fantasy is going to shoot out with Medic Marine. I don't know if he got, yay, white guys. I don't know if he got a siege up for his tanks yet. I'm assuming so, because that is what he was researching. Okay, and obviously he didn't get speed for his vultures. So I think Fantasy really needs to take out or go harass one of the upper left, possibly one of the upper left bases here. I think that would behoove him to do that, but he doesn't quite yet have dropships out. So Fantasy is just kind of chilling. Jaedong, I think, is going to be the aggressor so far in this game.
Oh crap, guys! I think we pulled up game 1 of the Pro League Finals by accident. Because seriously, this looks exactly the same. We see Jaedong just going for a quick hive, and he's basically saying, I'm just gonna try and pimp this map again. This is Jaedong's chance to like re-pimp the map because he tried it the first time against Fantasy in the Pro League Finals. It didn't work that time. He's like, I'm gonna try the same thing again. He's gone straight to hive. He's getting that double gas. He's gonna have 4 gas mines in a minute, and he's already got hive tech out. And look, three gas up now. 4th gas going to be in a second. And he's going to go for kind of a lurker contain here. Anyway, we'll see if it turns out a little bit different this time. Fantasy has gone for very, very quick tech as well, getting those vessels out way, way, way early. So he's going to be able to deal with these lurkers pretty easily. But, you know, we might see another race with those tanks moving out with some mech marines and vessels, and a race to Swarm with Jaedong kind of burrowing and unburrowing his lurkers to try and buy time for Swarm again.
One thing I really like that Fantasy has done right in this level, in the Pro League match and in this match, is he gets a lot of tanks. And a lot of times I see Terran players on this map, they wait forever to get a tank. It's like they can't even push because they have no tanks. They just forget to build tanks. But Fantasy builds, you know, not just 1 tank, he builds 4 tanks. So even if one gets sniped, he still has a couple tanks. And, you know, it provides him with this huge defense as base, so it's impossible to rank all his tanks as base. With that small little narrow choke. And additionally, when he pushes, it's just so, you know, powerful. We do see, as you mentioned, Jaedong has his Deflyer out now. It looks like he's already got consumed. So Jaedong is well into hive. We're now at tier 3 for him. And he's going to come in here a little bit sloppy, though. Lurkers, okay, there's a Swarm. He really needed that. Lurkers do burrow. Not quite enough medics, actually, for Fantasy. But good spread, being able to pull his Marines out, too. So Jaedong stuck with just the Lurkers, trying to take out the tanks. But the tanks can just keep backing up and shooting those Lurkers, even under the Swarm. And yeah, they're going to be able to siege and hit those lurkers under the Swarm now and just do splash damage to them if he scans, which he hasn't done. But not too effective of attack. And it looked like the Medic Marines are now split up from the tanks, but they're now at Jaedong's front, so actually Fantasy might be able to pressure the front a little bit, but it's going to be really tough without those tanks. It looks like both players have their forces kind of split up from each other, which is not what they want.
Surprised that Fantasy hasn't gone for a scan. Oh, there we go. Finally, I was going to say, he knew there was something going on under that Swarm there. He's going to lose. Jaedong's going to lose all of these lurkers here. Jaedong with a really weak attack there. He really lost more units than he should have, and Fantasy is starting to become strong. Granted, Jaedong does have a lot of units, or he has a lot of bases, so his economy is certainly going strong. But Fantasy is playing really well. He's just not losing very many units. These swarms are certainly keeping him back a little bit. But I mean, Fantasy is fine. If Fantasy has to wait to attack, that's what Terrans do. So Fantasy is cool, just chilling as he slowly makes his army stronger and stronger. We do have an attack coming in here, though, that could be pretty strong. Sniping the tanks. Jaedong was sniping one of the tanks with a Hydralisk. Hydralisks are coming in here. Now Fantasy's losing some units, so this is not what he wanted before. Although he has a pretty good reinforcement coming up. And obviously he has plenty of barracks pumping out Marines and medics, and 2 starports, so he's going to be replenishing science vessels, building another factory. So Fantasy is starting to get into macro mode here. Jaedong already is in macro mode. I feel like we need to see some harassment from somebody as far as the bases go. We have yet to see any dropships from Fantasy, and we haven't seen anything from Jaedong yet. Although Jaedong with a decent plague, okay, actually not really that great. Just getting one of the science vessels in. The Fantasy's able to go in here, and wow, popping the Hydralisk like popcorn here, and losing one of the science vessels though. So really right now it's just a back and forth trade between both of these players. I mean, they really are just, it looks like that was irradiated, so that lurker's going to go down there. But a ton more lurkers being made here. And, you you're right. This feels just like I'm waiting for Jaedong to build a bunch of Sunkens in his main base, which is what he did in Game 1 of the Pro League. But this does really feel like it. But as you can see there, and I was about to say this, Fantasy really needs to expand, and it looks like he is getting that right mid base. But Fantasy might even need to take another base pretty soon. Oh, he is. It looks like Fantasy's double expanding. So Fantasy is going to be okay as far as economy goes here, and he has a really strong Medic Marine force out that's going to try to take on. Is that a base being built up here by Jaedong, or is that just happens
Fantasy's
to be?
new base.
Oh, that's Fantasy's base right there. Oh, I see. Jaedong's trying to take it out. I see. So yeah, I'll pass it on to you, Moltrap.
Yeah. Oh no, Jaedong
No, it was
was.
Jaedong. Wow.
Oh, my bad. I thought I saw Fantasy building another base. I guess. Oh, it's at the 6 o'clock position.
Right. Yeah.
So again,
3 and 6.
very similar. And this is really. If Jaedong doesn't do something quick, Fantasy's gonna out macro the crap out of him because here he's coming in and with no swarm either. What is he doing? What are you
losing
doing?
units. That's what he's
Jaedong,
doing.
cut it out. You gotta stop. Oh, drop, shut down. Saves the drop ships. He's gonna go in there, but I don't think Jaedong's gonna let him finish that drop here. But he's not gonna be able to do. I don't know if he's gonna be able to damage that top right base or top right position now. Here he comes in with a double drop. Oh, the drone's already going down. Pulls him in a little bit too late. Oh, Jaedong, what are you doing here, man? Jaedong's gonna have to step it up, or he's gonna lose this game. Right now, nice plague. That was a good plague. Cracklings are good. Well, actually, he doesn't even have a lot of cracklings. He's building hydras. He's going like Hydra Alert, kind of an old school build. And what is he doing? Oh my God, Jaedong's multitasking is just failing him right here. He's not paying attention to the top right because he's microing the top left. Doesn't come out of it with too much of a loss though. I guess in the long run, because all he's lost really is he lost a few drones there. He's gonna be able to get those back up pretty quick. But anyway, like I was saying, he needs to do something quick or Fantasy's gonna out macro him. In fact, Fantasy getting a 4th base up, getting a 5th base up now,
wow.
And Jaedong's still at just 4 bases basically. 3 if you're counting mineral patches because he just lost that hatchery there. So Jaedong needs to come back with something here. He needs to start using all that gas that he's been getting. He's just gonna get just pummeled in the long run because that's how Fantasy won the game on this map in Game 1 was just macroed a crap ton of Marines, just a wall of meat for like 45 minutes until Jaedong ran out of meat and then came up with a bunch of tanks and
Yeah, the Terran player, like at this point, I mean, Fantasy's kind of at the point of no return where Jaedong, the game is slipping at this point. I mean, because even if Jaedong goes for mass ultras right now and uses all the gas, like you said, I just think that, I mean, he'll meet up with Fantasy's 200 max Medic Marine army, and it won't matter. I mean, Jaedong can have, if he gets the perfect swarms and the perfect surround, maybe now. Finally, Jaedong is building some Lings. This is what he needed to do a little while ago. He had Hydras. I can understand he built Hydras to take out the Science Vessels, but he really needs Lurker Ling under that swarm to take out his Medic Marines. Hydras are just too weak against